Listen, being a mom is hard enough without having to stress about money all the time. So today, I'm gonna give you money-saving tips every mom needs to know. Hey you guys, welcome to the 4th episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. What's crazy is by the time you're watching this, I could have already had my baby, which is kind of crazy. And I don't want to tell you what my due date is because it's right around this time. And if I haven't had my baby yet, you know I'm going to be in a very dark place. I'm just kidding. Not really. I really hope I've had my baby by now. But this episode, I really did want to concentrate on all of you moms out there because raising kids, it can be stressful. And what else can be stressful is that raising a kid today costs $233,000, a recent survey showed us. I mean, you guys, that's like $250,000. That's a crazy amount of money. And so for today's episode, I want to teach you how you can save some money. So we're going to walk through ways that I am personally saving for this new baby. We're going to walk through a few meals. Yes, Rachel's back in the kitchen. I'm going to be cooking, but some fun meals that you only need 6 ingredients for. The home edit stops by to help me organize Amelia's playroom. It's amazing. I can't wait for you guys to see that part. But for right now, I want you to hear from other moms and how they're saving money.
On your first baby, you have like this syndrome of OMG, everything's gonna go wrong. And then as soon as the second one comes, you're like, oh, you're fine.
I went crazy for the first 2 because it was a girl and a boy. But the third one, it was like whatever you get, kids.
So the first one we had a boy. He was the only grandchild, so lots of toys, lots of stuff everywhere. We're having another boy. Hoping this time around we don't have to do the same thing. We can just do a lot of hand-me-downs, a lot of using, because I think we just went overboard the first time.
With my first baby, I registered for everything and had so much more than I ever needed. And with our second child, I recycled a little bit, not clothes, because we had a boy and a girl, but we definitely used our stroller again and our pack and play. So yeah, definitely scaled down for the second child.
I remember for my first son, I bought Power Wheels, nice toys, went all out for Christmas, and all he wanted was a pot with a spoon.
Isn't it funny how pretty much every mom, and I'd say every mom in America, can agree that the first child you go crazy for and go overboard with all the stuff, and the second kid, well, they get all the hand-me-downs. Yep, I'm the middle child of my family, so you're welcome, Denise. I hope you enjoyed all that brand new baby stuff. Probably got baby detergent, and I probably just got regular Tide washed in my clothes. But hey, I'm not bitter. It's fine. It's fine. Second kid, I won't do this to that one. So I know not everyone is expecting baby number 2 like I am, but there are ways for you moms out there to save money when it comes to your kids. My number 1 tip, no matter what the age of your child is to buy used. Now, when people think used, you think of like a used car, or even with kids stuff, you think of like, oh, that's gross and nasty. No, you can buy some really nice stuff. It's amazing how parents will buy really nice things for their kids. Their kids use it like twice. It's basically brand new, and you get the better end of the deal because you get to get the used price and save money. So as I'm listing out all the things that you can buy used, I want to hear from you. So comment below on things that you've bought used that you can share with other moms. So with every stage of your child's life, there are ways for you to buy used. If you have a newborn, moms out there, strollers, high chairs, clothes, buy used. If you have kids, things like books, toys. Did you know that you can rent Lego sets? Did you know that Lego sets can cost $300, $400, even $500? Think Netflix, but Legos you can rent. I mean, it's amazing. And so you just use someone else's set and then send it back. So find creative ways when you have kids to find used stuff because again, money back in your pocket. And when it comes to your teens, buy used when it comes to technology. So video games, buy used. When it comes to tablets, smart tablets, iPads, find a way to get them used. So much cheaper, and if things break, you're not crushed as a parent thinking, okay, that's hundreds of dollars that is now down the drain. So there are ways for you to raise a child in society today where you're not spending a ton of money, but it takes intentionality, and the small choices really do add up. Next up, you're gonna hear an amazing story about a mom who got intentional, worked with her husband, and they paid off $36,000 in just 9 months. So we're gonna talk through her story of success and how she felt some major mom guilt during the process. So a big part of being a mom is this balance between comparing your life to everyone around you, but also wanting to do well financially and be on this journey of getting out of debt. And so on the Dave Ramsey Show a few weeks back, I saw Katie and her family were in, and it was completely inspiring. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So appreciate it. And I feel like as I was watching you, I was like, okay, you were like every mom in America out there, right? Her husband, Jeremy, was there and her daughter, Charlotte. I just kind of wanted to bring you in, tell us about your family and what began this journey of getting out of debt.
It's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time.
Those start good.
But it started with a money fight between me and my husband.
Okay.
We just had our second child, and I was a little bit depressed because my life was different now with two than with one.
Oh, Katie, you're real good timing here, Katie.
I was compensating by buying things.
Oh, yes.
Online, in Facebook groups, and feeling like
the
those
buy,
are my
sell,
friends.
trade stuff and all that.
And so my husband called me he goes, I thought you had already spent all your money for the month of this, and I got so mad, and I said, "This is all I have." And then I was yelling this, and I was like, "You're sleeping in the basement," and all this stuff. So we were
kicking him out.
Yeah.
So saying that phrase, that this is all I have with the online shopping, it's so true because I feel like the $20 to death mentality is so real, right? I mean, it's like Amazon Prime, Facebook groups. It is. It's like it can bust the budget so easily, and you can get so wrapped up into it. So what were you feeling during that time? Like when you were going to buy stuff, like what was the motivation behind that?
That I didn't have my friends around me, and I wasn't getting out like I was used to, and I didn't have any goals for myself. So I was just spending.
It was kind of an outlet.
These were the people that I had. These are my friends online. So this is my outlet of connecting with people.
And did you feel like after you went through a couple of days of that kind of spending, did it fulfill what you thought it would?
No, you just wanted to buy more.
Yes.
Because it wasn't filling that void. And so when my husband and I talked about it, I told him, I said, I feel like I don't have anything to work towards. I don't have any goals, like the big things that we want and feel like we need. We don't have the money for that. And so he said, well, let's figure something out. Let's try to work towards these big things, these big goals. So I went and got the Total Money Makeover from the library and started reading it.
Well, and it starts with something, like a fight, not to make light of it as we were kind of joking through it because you said it's funny now. But during it, that's stressful, right? I mean, it's like, you're not hearing me. This is what I feel like I need. We're completely missing each other. And that's a very, insecure feeling to have with your spouse. And so the fact that you guys obviously got over that fight, I'm sure he's not in the basement anymore. Hopefully not. So you guys did the Total Money Makeover. Did you guys do anything else?
And we did. We took Financial Peace about 3 months into our journey.
Okay.
And that really solidified us. I don't know, having other people around us going through the same thing really helped us.
Yes.
And I'm a little bit competitive, so I wanted to come in every week and say, look what we've done, look what we've accomplished.
That's so great. Yeah, and Financial Peace University, it is. It's such a great class, not only for that accountability, but to learn, right? The basics of like, okay, how do we do this? How do we walk through this process? And so busy moms out there, remember, there is a class you can actually go to. And if you're married, encouraged to do it with your spouse, but there's also an online version. So you can go to rachelcruze.com and check that out because busy schedules, busy lives, busy moms, sometimes you just need it on your time. For you, was the comparison trap a real thing? Because I know, Facebook and Instagram, you're seeing what everyone else is doing, but you guys are saying, hey, for a period of time, we're not going to do the online shopping. We're not going to go and do all this. We're going to put money towards paying off debt. Was that hard for you during that time?
It was very hard. On the journey, we were in control of our money. So we were deciding what we were doing with everything. So if we wanted to put more money in the entertainment budget, we could do that. But then just knowing our larger goals, a lot of times we'd say, no, for this shorter period of time, if we can get through this quicker, then we can do more things later. Birthday parties is a big thing where I would spend on my daughter. But then I realized I was like trying to beat my friends.
That's right. And that's something that I talk about all the time is that comparison thing. It is so real. And especially with, that's so funny you say birthday parties, because I felt that even when my daughter turned 1. I'm like, okay, the first birthday party. It's like, am I going to spend all this money to try to create this amazing thing? Because she's 1, she's not going to remember it. Now you have older kids, I know, so they actually may remember, which leads me to my next question I want to ask. The moment where you said, okay, I cannot let other moms in the comparison world drive my spending and the way I live my life. What did you feel in that moment?
It felt very freeing when I realized I wasn't doing this for my daughter. It was me. I felt a weight lifted because I'm like, okay, I'm the adult now. And so I'm going to take control of what we're doing.
So as a mom, How did you have those conversations with your daughter?
Through the whole process, we were pretty honest with her. I mean,
Yeah.
we weren't giving her all the numbers and everything, but we were telling her that we had certain goals and including her. And so she knows different families have different priorities. And so we had a set budget for her birthday. We said, do you want a birthday party or do you want presents? And this is how much we have for the birthday party. So there were sacrifices that were made.
And she's still alive today, right?
Yeah.
She survived.
All
Right.
she cared about really was having her friends there. She survived.
And I think moms out there, remember that. Like, your kids are resilient. As the kid, you're getting such good lessons, right? The principle of learning boundaries, hearing the word no, watching mom and dad live that out. That example is huge. More is caught than taught. Because if you teach them that life is limitless and money is limitless and you always say yes to everything, they're not going to learn a boundary, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Katie, so much for coming in and sharing your story, because this is huge. And I love the fact that it merges so well with what we've been talking about this episode, specifically with moms out there. So remember, when you're on this journey of whether it's getting out of debt, maybe you're budgeting for the first time, but you feel this creep of, gosh, I just still feel like I'm comparing my life to everyone else's and the mom guilt thing. Number one, have goals. And I think that's something that you really honed in on, which I loved, is that if you're just going through life, sure, Amazon Prime and Facebook buy, sell, trade is gonna look very appealing if you don't have something you're working towards. So have goals, again, whether it's a monthly budget. Number two, use some tools, right? Whether it's books, whether it's Financial Peace University, whatever it is, have tools that are gonna help you on this journey. Also, quit the comparisons. Number three, you guys, something that is a daily battle, I feel like, for a lot of us, but it's something that you're gonna face, as you're deciding to really buckle down. And number four, moms, be honest with your kids. Setting the boundaries and the tone is huge for your household. Moms out there, you can do this no matter where you are. Remember that you have the tools and the ability to say, I'm gonna quit letting my money completely control me and I'm gonna control it. And Katie is a perfect example that any mom out there, you can do it. I love hearing inspiring stories like Katie's, where they go in and change their family tree, and being able to use Financial Peace University as a tool to help them do that. And actually, Financial Peace University has a course completely online. Because moms out there, I know your schedules are crazy, your time is precious, and having another night away from your kids may kind of stress you out. But FPU Online, you can do at your own pace whenever you want. And you can get the same results that Katie and her husband did by being completely debt-free and saving up for the future. And that'll counteract any mom guilt that you might have, because, well, mom guilt, it's a real thing. Whether it's your kids freaking out at Target and other moms are staring at you and you're like, you're not obeying, what's happening? Or your little one goes off to church camp for the first time and she has a matching backpack and lunchbox and you're at work. May or may not have happened to me, but might have. Or you're at home and you're exhausted and you're like, I just want to put my kid in front of the TV. I feel like a bad mom, right? I mean, mom guilt is everywhere. And one thing I do struggle with is that my mom was an amazing cook growing up. And well, not like the smartest chef in the kitchen. I don't know if that's a saying, but it should be, because I'm not. So I'm gonna walk you through a few meals that I make at home that are simple and easy. One common complaint I hear from so many people is about meal planning. Dinners can be so hard. If your life's like me, you're going, you have kids, you have a spouse, it's just like running and going, and you have to think about dinner because, well, we have to eat, right? The reality of it. You know that I'm not the best cook in the world. So I've learned to have a couple of staples, 6 to be exact, in my fridge / pantry / freezer that are always there. So if I get home from work and I'm like, I'm exhausted, I always know these things are here to make 3 different meals for whatever I'm craving. Yes, I get priority because I'm pregnant. So here are the 6 ingredients and the 3 meals that you can make really inexpensively and super fast, because time is money. Number 1, start with ground beef. Always have ground beef. And I have so many of these packets in my freezer. I actually go to Costco and I just load up on ground beef. So I know, okay, I have that. So you can take half of a package of ground beef, and then you can take some tortilla shells, which are super inexpensive, some shredded cheese, throw it together, and voila. A little fiesta going on. Basics, people. We're just doing the basics. This is like when you come home and you're like, it's 5 o'clock. I have to feed people. I need to be fed. What do? We don't want to go take out cheese and beef quesadillas. Super fast. And then half of the ground beef that I didn't use for the quesadilla, I'll refreeze, because there'll probably be a night where I want to be Italian and I want to make spaghetti. Yes, so what do I have? I unfreeze my ground beef, throw it in a pan with some just spaghetti sauce and some noodles. You can do the classic Sharon Ramsey line, who my mom's like the best cook ever. Rachel, just open up your spice cabinet, throw a bunch of stuff in. That's what I do with my spaghetti sauce. I don't just do this. I'll put salt and pepper and garlic powder and Italian seasoning. You can kind of like dope up the sauce and then it tastes so much better than it just comes from a jar. This is like my go-to Sunday night meal. Seriously, almost every Sunday night, it's like, what do we want for dinner? Like, I can just make spaghetti. So we do. And of course, I saved the best for last, the pizza. I mean, I'm obsessed with pizza. So naturally, in my refrigerator, I'm gonna have banana peppers, I'm gonna have pepperoni, I'm gonna have some stuff in there because we make pizza a lot. We need variety in the Cruze household because, well, now that I'm pregnant, it's like 2 or 3 times a week. Sorry, Winston. Sorry, not sorry. It's delicious. You can take the rest of the shredded cheese that you didn't use for the quesadilla, half the jar of sauce that you didn't use for the spaghetti, and in your freezer, always have some pizza dough or your fridge, and then you can make a pizza. All of these things, you guys, 6 ingredients, 3 quick, easy meals that anyone can make. Now, for all you gluten-free, non-GMO, homemade people out there, you cooks, this is about to stress you out. But my mom is on your side. She always has her vegetables, her protein, like she's just well balanced. And both times I've been pregnant, she's always like, Rachel, are you eating healthy? Are you feeding that baby healthy vegetables? Ooh. And I have low iron this pregnancy and she like hates that. You need more protein. And the other day, she literally said to me, Rachel, are you eating more than just pizza and tacos? Nope, that's about it, Mom. That's my diet this pregnancy. Add in some spaghetti and this is the truth. Oh, hi. Just eating pizza again. Don't worry about it. It's so good, you guys. I wish you could taste it right now. Anyways, okay, we're gonna move on. So now the home edit ladies are going to show us how to stay organized when it comes to the chaos of our kids. So I've been hearing from a lot of moms out there where one of your stress points in life is the playroom and organization. I mean, it feels like it steals the joy when you walk into your kid's playroom. You're like, it's a tornado, like it's a mess. So these 2 ladies are the founders of The Home Edit, which is a home organizing business, and it's phenomenal. Check them out on Instagram. You're gonna be sucked into their pictures because it's like,
maybe. I mean, you kind of have to like this sort of thing to actually care about.
And because you guys are so humble, but to like totally toot your horn, you guys did like Gwyneth Paltrow's playroom.
Yes, both
and
homes.
Rachel Zoe's closet. I mean, like, y'all are like the real deal.
That's very sweet.
So they're really good at what they do. And so I brought them into my very...
This is all we're good at, though, just so everybody else feels better.
Oh my gosh. No.
Don't get into our finances, but everything else is, yeah.
But you guys make things possible. So you make playrooms happy and organized.
Yes.
And it's tips that Gwyneth uses and like Sarah in Oklahoma City. Wherever you are, Sarah, you can use this too.
No one is exempt, Sarah. So
yes, that's right.
Everyone can follow the same basic rules and principles.
Yeah,
the rules go for everyone.
So practical.
Yes.
Okay, so give the moms out there just some good practical tips when it comes to kids and playroom, because it can be, again, a stressful
And
place.
they're practical. Clea and I are both moms of 2, so we
right.
practice what we preach. So the 3 basic principles to any organized playroom is number 1, you want to cleanse the space. That could be the only bit of organization you do, and it will have already made a big difference.
Amazing.
And it doesn't cost a thing.
Yep. I mean, I look around and I'm like, literally just containers of just like crap.
No, I
Can
bet
say
there's
that?
little bits down
who
there,
knows
like
what's
party
there? Where I'm
favors.
like, I know
Party favors.
If I empty this out, it's just gonna be, I'm gonna be able to purge.
We're gonna
So
do
that's
it.
good.
We're gonna do it.
And
we cannot wait for the purge. That's like our it's the best. favorite. Don't get us started with expiration dates in a pantry. But in a playroom, it's the same concept.
It is. Things expire still.
Puzzle pieces. It's things that that you don't have that toy anymore. Why do you have like the little bit that went to it? And all the things that kids have grown out of. Toys are also a great thing. Yeah. It's a great opportunity to donate.
Purge.
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
We always recommend doing the purge while your kids are at school, though, or else it becomes a fight. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite toy in the whole world, and it's like, really, because you haven't played with that ever. But you know what I mean. So you want to move it out. And doing that edit piece will immediately bring down the amount of things you have to organize.
Yes. Okay, my curiosity's killing me. Okay, when you got into someone's home to organize, what's the nastiest purge in a playroom?
Kids don't have like illicit things, but what they do have is disgusting food that is rotting under couch cushions,
Sticky
baskets,
juice boxes that are
lollipop
just
sticks,
Like
teeth. Actually, we found kids that didn't want their teeth going to the tooth fairy. And
That's a good purge right there. The tooth.
It's pretty gross. The second is containment. Containment is so critical. It's critical for adults and for kids. Every single thing in the room, if it has a home, it's not really a terrifying thought if kids dump it out. You know where it goes.
Yes.
You know, so it frees them up to be able to play with something. It frees you up from hovering of, oh my gosh, why are you making a mess?
Right, and you don't know how to put it back because
That's what I was
everyone
gonna
just
say.
has its own home.
Yes, because when you do walk into a playroom after a play day and it's like stuff is just everywhere.
It's a tornado.
And at this point, I'm just like, oh gosh, just everything just goes somewhere. I don't know. I don't want to deal with it because it is kind of stressful.
Right, it's stressful.
But when there's a home, the kids know where everything goes. So there's kind of accountability for them.
It's accountability,
They
which
have
we
responsibility.
love.
Yes.
Yes.
And for the parent, if I have to go do a quick cleanup, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are great tips. So number 1, purge. Number 2, contain. And the third tip.
Number 3, which is I think one, really important factor that we like to put into a playroom are stations and zones.
We love a station and a
good.
zone, anything in a caddy or
sounds fun
cart
already.
or
It is fun.
Yes,
because
it sounds fun.
But it's fun for kids. It inspires play, creativity. It kind of lets them know already if they feel like doing art, they'll go over to the art table and the art station. They pull out their supplies. I think there's something that reminds them about school and kind of that familiar
Yes,
learning
that's
space.
good.
And it really helps when cleaning up to know, okay, yes, I have the bin labeled blocks, but this bin goes on this shelf.
Yes. Okay, so I need to know, when you walked in, did you already think like, oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
zones in here already?
Yeah. You have starting of
The
zones.
spirit has moved already of the zoning of
We
the
need to
playroom.
zone it a little bit more after the edit, but we'll get there.
We'll zone it, we'll bin it,
Yeah,
we'll get
categorize it.
We'll make it happy.
Perfect. You guys are amazing.
We're so
Okay.
excited.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to get started. Seriously. So watch all of this because again, it's stuff that you guys can apply at home. And it's so easy to do.
It is. It's
And
really-
that's what I
it's
love about it.
so doable.
You just have to do it. You have to stay
do.
focused and do it. Okay. All right, let's
Here
start
we go.
purging.
All right, let's go.
Okay, you guys. My sad playroom went.
So happy! Who doesn't want a spinning art caddy?
Okay.
It's the greatest.
My mind really is blown because I'll be honest, when you said purge was your number 1 tip, I was like, oh, that's not bad. Yeah, sure. But as a mom, I didn't realize how cinnamon, and I'm going to blame the pregnancy hormones.
What is
right.
it?
Let me keep my whistle.
Okay.
Is that my whistle?
your
It's my
whistle or
daughter's
is it your daughter's whistle?
First of all, that's a choking hazard. And it's gross.
Come here. No. Oh my God. It hurts. She got it at her first. Oh, y'all, you're getting me at a very bad point. So the first couple were tough. And then after a while, it was like, oh, no. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
The
'Cause you start-
motivation kicks in.
You start to feel the organization happen.
Endorphins happen. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, it's just happiness. All
It's just-
happiness.
it is happiness.
The purge was good. And then my other favorite find that you guys used was the owl mat.
I mean,
She's sitting on a lottery ticket.
literally,
Winning
I
a
didn't
lottery
even
ticket.
know.
It's the greatest thing, and it was shoved in a sad little pocket that we then repurposed the pockets into a book nook.
And we did zones, like we discussed.
I know, yes, which I love. Okay, all you moms out there that are like hyperventilating because of the beauty of this right now.
It's really pretty.
I love too that you said, okay, the perfection doesn't have to be there. Just like
It's
it's
true.
kind of color coded right now.
So
Not kind of.
right
it
now,
very much
if
is.
this weren't color coded, the function still serves. So you don't have to worry. Nothing will be a mess as long as it makes it back into the container. You don't have to line it up perfectly or color code it the way we do in these instances. It's fun, it's really pretty, and sometimes if your kids like that, they actually kind of get into it and it's like a puzzle, they can do it themselves.
Yes.
But don't put the pressure on yourself to make sure it always looks like this, because the truth is, art supplies in a turntable in a bunch of jars is already half. I mean, like, it's already pretty.
5% there.
You've won life.
You
Mom.
have one.
That's basically
so
what we're
don't
saying.
worry. Okay?
So awesome. Okay, guys, thank you.
so fun.
I'm serious. Happy playroom.
Yay! Totally is happy.
I'm happy. Me
too.
Which is like half the
Thank
battle
you.
too. Yeah. If I can be happy about it, I think that we're good to go.
It's good. It's good.
I agree.
All right, that's it for episode 4. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Seriously, I love hearing from you, your questions, your comments, and the fact that you guys come and engage. This has been so fun. And so now, me and the baby, I think we need more pizza. Is there more? I hope there's more pizza. And every time I get pregnant, every time, twice.
This is impossible that you are at the end of your pregnancy.
I know.
Well,
I look like they're at 6 weeks.
I look like that at 2 weeks.
as I have like a... Y'all, I'm not in labor. I'm not in labor.